The first thing I noticed when I opened my eyes was the ceiling. It wasn't metal like the bulkheads of the Resolute, my ship. It was translucent, like bone lit from within, pulsing faintly with veins of soft bioluminescence. The second thing I noticed was that my hands were bound. The shackles weren't steel, but something organic, flexing like muscle against my wrists whenever I pulled. I was no longer aboard my vessel. I was a prisoner. And then I remembered the ambush. The Resolute had been patrolling the edge of the Tsar Dominion space when the alien warship appeared, a massive organic leviathan that swallowed our craft whole. My crew was dead or scattered. And me. I was the one they wanted alive. The door to my cell melted open with a hiss. She entered. The alien queen. Tall, regal, wrapped in dark carapace that shimmered like obsidian underwater. Her crown was not a separate ornament but a natural growth of her skull, ridged and sharp. Her 6 eyes glowed faintly purple, and when she moved, the chamber seemed to bow with her presence. Her voice echoed in my head more than my ears. Human. I straightened in my restraints, refusing to cower. Queen. She circled me like a predator studying prey. Her clawed hands clasped behind her back. Do you understand why you live? I assume it's not out of kindness. Her mandibles clicked in something between amusement and irritation. Your kind wages war against my dominion. You resist assimilation. You are primitive, fragile, yet you endure. I wished to know why. She stopped in front of me, towering above. Answer me truthfully, human. Why do your kind fight battles you cannot win? I met her gaze, expecting a trick. But no, she was serious. She wanted an answer. Because, I said, we don't measure victory the way you do. Her head tilted. Explain. So I did. The beginning of captivity. The days bled into one another inside that living prison. The queen visited often, more than I expected for someone who commanded an empire. Sometimes she came alone, sometimes with her attendants, slender insectoid creatures with gleaming blades for arms. Her questions were endless. Why do humans bury their dead instead of consuming them? Why do humans risk their lives for strangers? Why do humans make art even during war? First, I thought it was interrogation. She was searching for weaknesses. But no, the queen's curiosity was genuine. She wanted to understand. You are inefficient, she told me one day, pacing before my restraints. My kind removes weakness. The sick are culled. The unproductive are recycled. Yet your kind nurtures them. Why? Because weakness today doesn't mean weakness tomorrow, I said. A child born fragile may grow into a leader. A soldier wounded may become a teacher who saves thousands. We don't see individuals as expendable parts. Her eyes narrowed, but she said nothing. The more she questioned, the bolder I became. I mocked her cold efficiency, challenged her empire's logic, and to my surprise, she tolerated it. Sometimes her mandibles twitched in amusement, sometimes her eyes blazed in anger, but she never silenced me. The queen's doubt. Weeks passed. I noticed changes. The queen's questions grew hesitant. Less about humanity's weaknesses and more about its resilience. She lingered in the cell longer than necessary, dismissing her guards so she could ask about love, about loyalty, about sacrifice. One evening, when the chamber glowed with soft violet light, she leaned close and asked, Human, you said you do not measure victory as we do. Then how do you measure it? I took a long breath. This was the question she truly wanted answered. Victory isn't about survival at any cost, I said. It's about meaning. If we fight and lose, but our struggle inspires the next generation to stand stronger, that's victory. If we die protecting the people we love, that's victory. To you, survival is everything. To us, living means more than just existing. For the first time, the Queen faltered. Her 6 eyes blinked, and she took a step back as though my words had struck her. You value death, she whispered. No, I said softly. We value the choice of how we live. That's something no empire can take from us. She stared at me for a long time, silent. Then she left without another word. Cracks in the throne. The dominion was vast, its people conditioned for obedience, their individuality erased for the sake of the hive. Yet even an empire carved in iron can rust from within. The Queen returned less often, but when she did, she seemed unsettled. Her attendants whispered when she passed. Her eyes lingered on me longer than before, as though seeking something she couldn't admit aloud. Then came the night she dismissed her guards entirely and entered alone. I cannot reconcile it, she admitted, her voice low, almost human in its softness. All my life I have believed strength is unity, perfection through obedience. Yet you speak of freedom, of choice, of meaning in suffering. Your people endure though they should fall. Why does this disturb me? I looked at her, truly looked at her, not as my captor, but as a woman bound by her own throne. Because deep down, I said, you already know your empire is wrong. Her carapace bristled, but she did not strike me. Her hands trembled at her sides. No one has ever dared say such words to me. Maybe no one else could. Her eyes burned into mine. Then slowly she turned and left again. The Queen's choice. The storm broke sooner than I expected. The Dominion fleet engaged a human colony, and news of it rippled through the living walls of my cell. The Queen entered, her steps heavy, her crown dim. My warlords demand your execution, she said. They see weakness in my curiosity. They call you poison. Perhaps they are right. Maybe I am, I admitted. But not the kind they think. Her gaze hardened. If I defy them, I risk civil war. If I kill you, I silence the questions you've planted in me. Tell me, human, what should I do? I met her eyes, unflinching. Do what you already want to do. Listen to yourself, not to them. Her mandibles clicked nervously, something I had never seen before. And if that destroys me, then at least it's your choice. Silence stretched between us. Then slowly, the alien Queen lowered her head. You are unlike any being I have known, she whispered. That was the night she ordered my release. The ending. I stood aboard a small vessel, watching the Dominion warship shrink into the void. Behind me, the Queen remained, a figure caught between empire and uncertainty. Before I departed, she had spoken one last time. I should despise you for what you have done to me. You have sown doubt, where once there was only obedience. Yet I cannot. Your answer will echo in me until my reign ends. Perhaps even after. And I had told her the truth. You asked why we endure, why we fight unwinnable battles. It's because we believe change is always possible. Even for you. Her 6 eyes had widened, stunned once more by a human's audacity. Now, as the stars wheeled before me, I realized something extraordinary. I had not escaped by force, but by words. By offering her something her empire never could, choice. And perhaps, someday, the alien Queen would choose not to be my enemy. Until then, humanity would endure.